You're rocking with the best.
Buckeye City rocking with Grander Radio. Let's go.
Metro in the morning, DJ Metro, Dondrea Brown, Jay Blaze.
And I'm not stuttering no more. I got myself together. I went in and just, I got it together.
You good to go now?
I'm good, man.
Okay.
So we getting so much information that it's like I'm sitting back with my legs crossed. I ain't got to do nothing.
Hey, it's all coming. You know,
it is.
He's saying it before we can get it out. I mean, it's just boom.
This is exactly what's happening.
Now, this is some good info for the community,
man,
for real. Seriously. So, in the middle of this right now, just give us your socials or your website. Mm-hmm. That people can reach out to you at.
Yep. So what you can do is you can go to my website, www.1428fw.com. That's the space where I house my podcast. You can also click the shop button and get my planners. I have masks. I have other merch there. You can find me on Instagram at 1428fw. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at 1428fw. I'm dropping financial videos. I'm on YouTube at 1428 Financial Wellness. And again, if you go to my website, you can click and see all that information as well.
And once again, if you listen to Grander Radio, you can hear the financial moment coming from the young man.
The one and only.
Yes, I was so thankful to be able to drop some financial tips for people, because sometimes we just need little sound bites. Like, what can I do right now for the next couple seconds? Like the 24-hour rule. Right. I dropped that too, where it's like, look, just wait 24 hours. You'll be surprised what you can do when you wait 24 hours. I don't tell people no. Mm-hmm. I tell them not right now, because you always want to see if you can get an alternative or if you can get it cheaper. So yeah, those are some things that I drop on there.
Right. So let me talk about books real quick. So you mentioned Dave Ramsey and his education and his books and what have you. You mentioned Robert Kiyosaki, and people know him mostly from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Now, one book that kind of changed my thought process was The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yes.
He said yes.
Yes. Yes. So the one,
go ahead.
So the one thing I loved about The Richest Man in Babylon, which again aligns with the principles behind what I do, is biblical. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So for believers or even non-believers, right, principles ground us. Right. That's our foundation, and it provides a pathway. So The Richest Man in Babylon helped us understand, the power in tithing, right, giving 10%. What does that truly do? What is the mindset behind it? It talked about finances from a framework that infused scripture, right?
Exactly.
And the Bible, because when you enter church spaces, that becomes an uncomfortable situation and conversation, right? So when you're coaching people from the church and you say, do you tithe? They got to tell the truth. Because I'm about to look at your budget.
And then, 2nd July, my check all right, so every July 7th, so that's the only time I tithe.
One of the things that I try to do is partner with churches so that finances can become a conversation that you can have in confidence, right? Because if you're a church and you're really trying to help your community, help your supporters, helping people in the church, if they manage the money well, then the church continues to grow.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we shouldn't be scared to talk about tithing. We should be embracing the fact and the reality that if we want everyone to tithe, if we want them to tithe, then we should be able to provide educational programs. We should be able to provide support in a culturally responsive way. So the church that I go to is the Cultural Revolution Movement. One of the things I loved about the church is when I walked in there, they was teaching Dave Ramsey principles.
Okay.
Right? So whether people agree or disagree with Dave Ramsey, he's providing some good information.
Right.
It may apply to you, it may not apply for you or to you, but there's a church that's trying to teach you about finances.
Right.
Not just saying, okay, well, you need to pay your tithes.
Right.
Why is that important? More importantly, let's put you in a position, if you truly want to do it. But also, if you choose not to do it, then that's on you. So those are things that I really love. But The Richest Man in Babylon, that book, I read that book, I was like, oh my goodness. I needed to hear and see that, because again, I was kind of like, talking about money in the church. Here we go.
So talking about books, that was one of the gifts that you brought us. Can you give us the name of it? I want you to say it.
Yeah, so the book is called The Financial Master Planner. But what happens is I have different types of covers. So one cover says, nope, I'm not buying that. I'm focused on my finance. I have another cover that says, investing in yourself is important.
Hey. Right. So I got this book, and when I open up the book, I see. What am I looking at here?
Yeah, so what you're looking at, again, is taking that sound bite approach and analogy to building financial principles in a pathway. Okay. So the first thing you'll see when you flip is you'll see information about me. I'll tell you, right? Over $189,000 in student loan debt, right? Scared, not knowing what to do, but having to shift my mindset. And I got hashtag count the cost on there because that's the tagline coming from Luke 14:28. But then as you go, we start to think about the financial reality check. Some people are focused on their financial futures that they don't really think about their financial reality. Right. So what I want people to do, let's bring you to reality. Where are you right now with your finances? So what you'll see is a checklist where you can be as honest as you can, because more than likely you're the only person seeing it, about some healthy and unhealthy financial behaviors. The great thing about that page, I think it's on page 4, is at the end of the book, I have it again, it's called a financial reality check.
Oh, wow.
To see if anything has changed within a year. So the planner is so much more than a planner. When people buy or purchase that planner online, I tell them they get a free 30 minutes to talk about that, talk about financial goals, and really talk about how you can use it, because it's so, every time people buy that, they call me like, I thought I was buying a planner. This is so much more than a planner. It's motivating for me. I think page 6 has, what is your why? We're not going to get too far into money, finances, unless I know your why. Because that's going to be the thing that motivates you. Is it your kids? Is it the fact that you just want to not be stressed every 15th or 1st? Like, what is that why? And let's see how we can leverage that. There's information about how to get out of debt. As Dave Ramsey teaches people, there's a snowball effect, and then some people say it's the avalanche effect. I say it's the one that's going to get you to your outcome. Now let's figure that one out based on who you are. Snowball may not work for everyone. Avalanche may not work for everyone. So let's take the time to get to know you enough to see what else we can do. And I never work in a silo. I'm always trying to partner with other people to ensure we can make it happen.
Gotcha. So, go ahead.
How do you include SMART goals? And to just talk about that a little bit, because this is a concept that I've heard before, having SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Why is that important for one?
Yeah, so SMART goals are important because it gives you a target. I tell people, if you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time.
Every time.
So what is your target? When do you want it done? What do you want done? How do you want to get it done?
Okay.
And then why do you want to get it done? All those things are important, because for me, like, if I'm helping you, if you hand that to me, then I can help hold you accountable, because I'm hearing what you want to do. I want to pay off my credit card, which is $500, by June 25th. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to engage in a side hustle, budget each day, and then put away $100 every time I get paid, or something like that, right? Very clear, very specific and plain, so that you know if it's not aligned with what you're saying, we can go back and adjust it. Finances is about making adjustments. I manage budgets. I manage up to 7 budgets. Okay. Right? I work at Aquinas College, and I manage 7 budgets, and those budgets move. Right. People think that budgets are just these things that just sit there. No, it's a working budget. You have to make sure you go back to it. We marvel at these businesses that are able to be sustainable. That's because they have budget meetings. Right. They have goals. They have outcomes. They assess the success of their business based on those goals and outcomes. Did we do what we said we were going to do? So why not take that same approach to what you do in your personal finance? Because we're very good at working for and with other people, but when it's time to internalize that, it's a struggle. It's a struggle because we don't take the same approach. Right. So one of the things that one of the workshops I teach for entrepreneurs is how to take the business approach to your budget. How to set up a budget meeting, how to set up goals. Because we have a lot of entrepreneurs right now who want to be successful, right? But one of the things they struggle with is, like, if I have a 9 to 5, when do I quit that? Right? When do I stop pulling from my business, my side hustle? When do I become completely business? They have all these questions, and I always tell them it comes down to your personal finance. Your budget will tell you your lifestyle, your income will tell you if you can afford it. So it's some of those things, again, when we take those things and we apply it across spaces, but we also give you the time to digest it. We make it fun, we make it engaging, and we hold you accountable.
Accountability.
Accountability.
I see because here's the thing. When you get to talking about financial goals and financial planning, sometimes it can get a little complicated, right?
If you complicate it.
Okay. So that's my whole point. What I'm saying and what I've gathered from you is it's a simplistic approach, but very precise in, the goal. We just talked about having SMART goals. So if you don't have a goal, then like you said, you can throw a dart at the board, but if ain't no dartboard there, what are you doing? So I'm looking at this book and I just can't wait to get home and dive into it and kind of just, this is the
It's like New Year's resolutions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For people that still have New Year's resolutions, or they don't call them New Year's resolutions, they call them promises to yourself that you don't keep each year.
Right.
When they make those, they're not specific enough. Right? Oh, I want to lose weight.
Right.
When, how, why? Like, let me know all that information.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is they first of all may forget that goal. Second, it's not specific enough, and then there's no way to track it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have it written down or you didn't tell someone, then you can just go away with that. There's no accountability laid into it, and that's always the issue.
Right.
All right, we are speaking with Master Financial Planner Dondrea Brown right now, DJ Metro. I'm Blaze. Hey, we financial planning. This is a fantastic conversation. We got more coming up with Dondrea Brown on Metro in the morning.